You're watching the SEC on ESPN. The first big game of the day, it's not in Miami, it's right here in Columbia, South Carolina, as the #1 team in the nation, the South Carolina Gamecocks, get set to host number 22 Tennessee. The Lady Vols actually won the last time they were here in Columbia. Of course, South Carolina is undefeated in SEC play at 8-0. They're at the top of the standings. Tennessee in a tie for second with Mississippi State at 7-1 in conference play. Welcome inside Colonial Life Arena. Courtney Lyle and Carolyn Peck with you. And South Carolina has the #1 recruiting class in the nation. But did you expect them to come in and get South Carolina looking like a national championship team?
Well, you see how high they're ranked, and you would think that these young women would be able to come in and play and contribute. But to have made the impact that they've made so far, I have to admit, I'm highly surprised.
These 5 young ladies make up 45% of South Carolina's scoring this year, but I think the key is that they have a veteran leader in point guard Ty Harris.
The point guard is who makes it all work. Ty Harris knows how to get the ball to the right person at the right time. She knows how to put her teammates in the best scoring position that they can be, but she also knows when it's tie time. She can knock down big baskets, and she also clock awareness. Notice at the end of the shot clock, she knocks down the 3. She's the go-to senior that Dawn Staley can depend on.
She won a national championship as a freshman leading this team. Can she do it as a senior leading this team? South Carolina certainly looks like a contender. For Tennessee, they have the current SEC Player of the Week in Renaya Davis, and she just looks different this year.
Yeah, from her sophomore year to her junior season, we saw an improvement in the early part of this year. But since the Christmas break, she has been the standard for this Lady Vol basketball team with how hard she works, and also, Courtney, how aggressive she is going to the basket.
It'll be tipped out of bounds. Renaya Davis is averaging 23 points per game over her last 5 games. Tennessee will get the ball first.
This game is going to be decided on who owns the glass, rebounding-wise, and who can take care of the basketball against both of these teams' tough defense.
Renaya Davis, number 0 in orange, and Jordan Horston, number 25 in orange, have been such a dynamic duo this season, a junior and a freshman, helping lead Tennessee to the 17-4 record.
And it's so interesting to hear Renaya Davis talk about Jordan Horston and Horston's presence defensively. That inspires Renaya Davis to up her defensive game.
It's got to say a lot about a freshman,
right?
Kiki Herbert-Harrigan, one of the seniors for South Carolina, she loves that shot.
I can't tell you how many games I've seen that have started, and Ty Harris knows she's got to get Kiki going early, so that's who she goes to first offensive possession.
And Aaliyah Boston steps in front of the pass for a steal. Tennessee has struggled with turnovers this season. They average 17 per game. Lady Vols will take it right back. They throw it up to Davis. Quick passes to Lou Brown, and there's the first Tennessee points.
No call on that? That looked like a lot of contact on with Lou Brown.
Just means it's going to be real fun watching this game.
You got that right. Well, it is Super Bowl Sunday.
A little warm-up here in Columbia for that big game in Miami. Kiki Herbert-Harrigan, the first points for Carolina. She's got them all.
Big games. That's the type of game that Kiki Herbert-Harrigan likes to play in.
Davis for 2. Yeah, we talked about Ty Harris's senior leadership. Well, Kiki Herbert-Harrigan is the other senior who's been leading this group. Jordan Horston from the baseline. Watch out. Oh, and Tamari Key came in late to get a hand on it.
One thing we always talk about when we do Tennessee games is the length. And this is the first team that South Carolina will have faced this year with the size that Tennessee has.
Tennessee has their tallest team in program history. Their average height is 6'2". Isaiah Cooke's shot hits the iron. But I think this might be one of the few games this season that Tennessee is going to face some size inside, too. I'm interested to see how they go against Aaliyah Boston.
Well, because Boston, she didn't play like a freshman. She's a woman. She plays like a junior at least with her maturity on the court.
Isaiah Cooke banks it.
Yeah, so much of the attention has been about Aaliyah Boston, but it's been Cooke who has been producing offensively for the Gamecocks.
I know I had to double check that when I read it, that Zia Cooke has led South Carolina in points in more games than any other player.
Well, she can turn it up now. She's a highlight waiting to happen.
Another opportunity here for the Gamecocks.
And the shot clock only resets to 20.
Bree Beal driving in, and Tamari Key gets another hand on it. She is a blocking force in the paint.
She really is. Huge presence with great length inside.
Dawn Staley has been so complimentary of this group, but she's still pushing them for excellence. I think that's what set her apart and setting this team apart.
Well, the thing that she likes is that she only has to worry about coaching basketball. She said, we don't have to come in here and coach other things, even have to deal with off-the-court issues. It's all about basketball. These women come to work.
Massengill will pull it out for the Lady Vols. Ty Harris all over her, makes her pick up her dribble.
Look how far, though, Tamari Key catches the ball outside the paint. Boston is going to be physical with her, not let her get 2 feet in that maroon area.
Deep three for Davis, misses everything. She's been hitting those step-back threes, though, as of late.
Well, she gave the little signal. She patted her hand. I think she thought she got a little foul right there. But that step back is nice. That big shot, she hit it against Alabama. She also had one against Vanderbilt. That is her signature shot.
Yeah, the one against Alabama won them the game in a very tough battle with the Crimson Tide. Lou Brown traveled.
Yeah. We got to keep an eye on Tennessee's turnovers. I think that has been the weak spot for their offense this year.
3 turnovers already for Kelly Harper's team. She talked to us about, they've been trying to cut down on the ones that they're causing immediately, that are just so not making a smart play. But it's hard.
Well, and I think that part of it, like the travel one, that's just footwork. You got to work on your footwork and practicing. The other is when they're passing to each other, Tennessee's got to look and check where the defense is. They got to recognize, throw to the hand that's available, or know if there's a defender there for the help.
Zia Cooke gets loose. Beautiful. Ray Burrell, the energy burst for Tennessee off the bench, number 12 in that orange jersey. They go inside to Cassiana Kushkitawa, who's getting physical with Aaliyah Boston. Harris.
And Cooke was calling for it on the backside, but the senior decided to take it herself.
Held ball, possession arrow pointing to South Carolina. 4 turnovers for Tennessee. Gamecocks lead it. This number 1 recruiting class for South Carolina has been instant juice to the stat sheet. Look, they're scoring more points per game this season. They're giving up fewer points per game and holding their opponents to a lesser field goal percentage. So we were kind of interested to see, how do these South Carolina numbers shape up to Baylor's numbers from last year? Remember, Baylor won the national championship, and these are the stats they were putting up when they got that 3rd national title. And it's pretty close to what South Carolina's got on their stat sheet right now.
Well, as a coach at the end of the year, you look at what the national championships team stats look like, and you want to see where yours are and how you can get them there. Who would have imagined that South Carolina would have been putting up even better numbers with so many freshmen in the lineup?
It's been incredible to watch them. I think I first realized how good the South Carolina team was going to be. We got to see them in person in SEC play early on against Kentucky. Unstoppable against the Wildcats, who are a ranked team.
But the thing that they do is they play smart basketball. You got your 2 seniors in the lineup, but you have 3 freshmen. What do? They play the game. They don't run plays. Every movement that they make is with a purpose.
Ray Burrell looking for the bounce. Gets it. A 3.
Burrell's been a bright spark for the Lady Vols. She brings that instant energy coming in off the bench.
Boston still looking for her first points. We talked about Rennia Davis for Tennessee. No points yet.
Bree Bill. Watch her defensively. It'll be very rare that Rennia Davis will get anything easy, any easy looks.
Davis, number 0 in that orange jersey at the top of your screen. Rebound by Harris. Look at her feeding Bree Beal. Up through the contact. Haven't heard a lot of whistles in this game so far.
And Bree Beal doesn't need the whistle. She is just a strong physical presence. And Courtney, she didn't lift weights before she came to college. That's all natural.
Wait till we see her next year after a season in the weight room. And she just shut down Davis. Zaya Cooke for the long ball. Seven points for Zaya Cooke, and South Carolina has its largest lead. Gamecocks up 15-7.
South Carolina in control in Columbia, and it has a lot to do with the delivery of passes from Ty Harris. Running in transition right now has been very beneficial for the Gamecocks.
3 assists for Ty Harris, and this is her team. She won a national championship as a freshman. She's been the point guard ever since, and she's using that experience to help this young group have success.
And people aren't talking about her really for National Player of the Year, and I think they should. There goes Rennia Davis. But Ty Harris has this South Carolina team sitting number 1 in the country. Why are they here? Why in that spot? It's because of her point guard play by Ty Harris.
I think she was the difference maker when they played Mississippi State, who is a top 10 team, is that they had an experienced point guard on the floor and Mississippi State doesn't. Zaya Cooke. She had 8 points in their last game, and she is at 9 already.
Well, you can tell she is locked in. She's looking to get her offense on. Late in the shot clock, and still Rennia Davis not a touch in this possession.
Burrell almost loses it. She's double teamed. 4 seconds. Jordan Horston's got to put it up. Herbert-Harrigan swats it. Well, the ACC and Big 12 highlight our Big Monday doubleheader on ESPN and the ESPN app. At 7 p.m., North Carolina tips with number 5 Florida State in Tallahassee, and then at 9, Texas heads to Allen Fieldhouse looking to tame the number 3 Jayhawks. Coming up on Monday, we also have a big game in the women's game, Oregon and UConn at 7 Eastern on ESPN2. Shot clock violation.
Sabrina Ionescu, Crystal Dangerfield going at it. It's going to be a fun game.
Oregon has yet to beat UConn. They've met 3 times. This will be the 4th meeting.
And I think it's going to be important. Can Olivia Nelson-Ododa stay in the ball game? Because Ruthie Hebert is a handful to defend inside.
Again, that's tomorrow at 7 Eastern here on ESPN2. Oh, Cooke.
Tennessee changed up their defense, went a little 2-3 zone.
Destiny Henderson leaping into the passing lane, and it went off and hit Aaliyah Boston, who's on the bench.
You talk about Boston being on the bench. That's another area that I think that goes unrecognized from South Carolina is they can rotate, they can sub in, and they really don't lose a beat. Right now, Victoria Saxon inside. Look at her battling on the boards.
Ray Burrell took it right back and then leapt into the front row. Yeah, you really like Victoria Saxton down low for South Carolina.
She is quick off the floor. She's got a great vertical, quick leaper, and just a nose for the basketball. That kid loves to rebound.
Just a sophomore, and she's already become one of the leaders on this team, was a member of the SEC All-Freshman team last year. Turnover for Tennessee. That is number 6. How'd she get around Kushkitawa?
Determination, strength.
Burrell throws one up. Quick pass up to Zaya Cooke. Henderson just patient.
South Carolina is off and running. You know why? Teamwork makes the dream work. Get him, Destiny Henderson. Get him.
South Carolina holds Tennessee to its lowest first quarter point total this season, just 9 points for Tennessee against the number 1 team in the nation. We're so excited now because we are now joined by South Carolina men's coach Frank Martin. They got a big win over Missouri yesterday, won their last 3 games. Thanks so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Great to be here with you guys and love watching these kind of games and women's basketball where it was when I was 18 years old to where it's at now. It's a credit to her, to Dawn, to so many women that have made this game so great right now.
When you watch this South Carolina team, what sticks out to you as a coach?
Just their passion. I mean, I love watching them practice. I'll get on the exercise bike while they're practicing. They have a unity, a desire to compete. They challenge each other. It's a whole lot of fun to watch.
And watching this South Carolina team play, is there a particular player that has stood out to you?
Ty Harris.
Yeah?
I mean, just to see her as a freshman leading the team to the national championship and continue to grow as a player. And I see her. She leads all these freshmen. She's taught all these freshmen, kind of give them a heads up as to what's to come.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about that because you have a young point guard on your squad in Jermaine Kuznard, who's helping lead your team. What's the difference when you have a team with a veteran point guard like Dawn has and a team like yours where you have a younger point guard when you're a coach?
Well, your point guard manages the game for you as a coach. And if your point guard is too up and down with their emotions, they're too tied into the last play, whether it's a good or a bad one, it gives you inconsistency. So Jermaine's trying to do his best, but that's why Ty is phenomenal. She just stays even keel on to the next play.
Coach, you've spent some time with Dawn Staley. What is it about her that makes her so special?
Sometimes we all judge the book by the cover. And because people walk into a room and their size or what, the tone of their voice or something creates an impression, that's the biggest fallacy that exists. Dawn is as competitive a person as I've ever been around. Her knowledge of the game, her willingness to relate to players, but never give in. I mean, she's so competitive. Look what she's built here. I mean, she's she's been here way before me, and she's helped build basketball in this community, in this city. And she's led the country in attendance, 5 straight years or something like that.
That's right.
It's, she's so competitive. She never gives in.
Coach Martin, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it, and best of luck at Ole Miss on Wednesday.
I appreciate it, and keep doing what you guys do. What you guys have done to build women's basketball up is phenomenal. As a basketball fan, I love it.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks,
we appreciate
Coach.
it. South Carolina men's head coach Frank Martin, they're 5-3 in SEC play after a win over Mizzou yesterday. So they've won their last 3 games, and they'll be taking on the Rebels in Oxford on Wednesday.
And Coach Martin's fun to watch, Coach. He has such intensity on the sidelines.
We was talking about what Dawn Staley has built here. I mean, they won the national championship in 2017. They've been to 3 out of the last 4 seasons. They've been to the Elite 8, and now 9 straight 20-plus win seasons. I mean, you're seeing consistency that she's building.
When you look at when she locked in Alyssa Welch, who was a South Carolina player, to come in, really bought into Dawn's vision, then it grew. It just started to roll. You signed players like Tiffany Mitchell and then Elena Coates. Then you get a Asia Wilson. Now, this is the place that a lot of the top recruits, you look at #1 recruiting class, and what she went and got the #1 recruiter in Jolette Law. Now those players are starting to come to schools like South Carolina. Now Baylor's getting those players. So it's not just the Connecticut, Tennessee where players used to go. There's more parity.
South Carolina has only scored 1 point in this quarter. Tennessee has only scored 2. There's the freshman Jordan Horston in and out. Henderson for 3. Lily Grissett gives it second life. A third chance.
These officials are letting them play, because there's been a lot of contact. Wow.
There's a foul. I think they heard you.
They got to clean it up, because Tamari Key and Aaliyah Boston got tangled up before. The officials got to take control.
It's the first foul on South Carolina. It's on Saxton. Renaya Davis now 1 for 6 from the field. This is a player who averages 18 points a game, leads Tennessee in points and rebounds. You see their offense this season, they've put up some good numbers, but the turnovers have really hurt them.
That's the biggest thing. When you're turning over the ball 17 times a game, you're just not even giving yourself a chance to get shots up. Because as tall as you are, if you get good shots and don't turn the ball over, with their height, they can get to the glass. They've got that second chance opportunity.
Henderson shot fake. Eight seconds on the shot clock. Two. Another block. Oh, and it gets away from Zaya Cooke. Okay, Ty Harris. I see your defense.
How about that? She's just smart. Good block, keeps it in bounds, and then headed the other direction. Just a little too much English on that bounce pass, and Zaya Cooke wasn't able to hold on to it.
I mean, we've seen the blocks. Tennessee has 7 blocks. South Carolina has 6. These are the top 2 teams in the nation in shot blocking.
Look at the defense that these two teams, how they compare in the rankings. I mean, and it's because of their length and their defensive tenacity that they both bring to the floor.
Harris strips it from Key. And it pays off.
So when you've got a point guard who sees the floor, who can score and defend, that's the total package.
Horston feeding Davis, step back. Wow, second bucket for Renaya Davis.
Watch the 2 freshman post players going at it inside. Key and Boston are battling.
Boston doesn't have any points yet. Victoria Saxton, no, she traveled.
She did. She took a little extra hop. But when she went up to get it, she was up around the rim. She's got just that great ups off the floor.
It'll be South Carolina ball. Destiny Henderson will come back in. Tennessee will bring back in Cassiana Kushketawa.
All right, now South Carolina's got 3 of their smaller guards in. Who will guard Davis? That's going to be the question.
Look at Victoria Saxton. Tennessee was just standing around.
But did you see her? How we've got to go back and look at that. Her hands are up around the rim. Man, she's got ups.
Kushketawa traveled. 9 turnovers for Tennessee.
And see, that's a traveling turnover. That's just footwork, basic footwork.
It's happened a couple times already for the Lady Vols.
Check out Victoria Saxton. Get up, big girl. Snatch it out of the air. But you got to finish it. Brick, you know you miss me. I know you miss me. Good to see you there, Rebecca.
Oh, yeah, the turnovers have definitely been a problem for Tennessee, as you heard Coach say. 9 turnovers already. They average 17 turnovers a game.
Well, I can remember 2 turnovers that have been by travels, but Rebecca talked about the defensive pressure that South Carolina brings has made it very difficult for Tennessee to take care of the basketball.
South Carolina has scored 10 points off of those Tennessee turnovers.
Tennessee still in the zone.
Under 10 on the shot clock. Ty Harris, she knows when to call her own number.
Well, you saw now with Destiny Henderson in the game, Ty Harris is playing that shooting guard spot because of her consistency from the three-point line.
Well, that's going to be the second foul on Victoria Saxton. Our Super Tuesday doubleheader on ESPN and the ESPN app is highlighted by Duke and Kentucky. At 7 p.m., Coach K and the number 9 Blue Devils square off against BC. And at 9 p.m., the 9th-ranked Wildcats host Mississippi State at Rupp Arena. Kentucky coming off that loss to Auburn yesterday, so the Cats now 6-2 in SEC play. Meanwhile, Mississippi State got a big win over Tennessee. Tennessee's dropped a couple in a row now. Davis, tough shot on the baseline. Her total up to 6 now. Bree Beal has done such a good job of slowing her down in this game.
Really, she was able to score when Beal was on the bench. That's the first 2 over Beal.
Hey, there's the first points for Aaliyah Boston.
She's got range. I like her face-up game. She is such a versatile post player. She also is a good passer as well.
Cooke on the break. Zaya Cooke leads all scorers with 11 points. Davis. Got up close and personal with Aaliyah Boston inside, and Davis slow to get up. Tennessee has got to call timeout, and they might want to guard Zaya Cooke. She's got 14.
Telling you, when South Carolina is running in transition, they've got their momentum going. It's just beautiful to watch. And for Ty Harris to recognize how open Cooke was on the opposite side of the floor, she knows that Cooke is playing with a lot of confidence right now. But the turnovers of Tennessee, you saw where Tennessee passed to the same side where the defenders were. South Carolina is anticipating that, and they're looking to push the ball on the deflection. It's toward their own basket, so they get that transition game going.
7 straight points for South Carolina over the last minute. They've hit their last 4 shots.
They make it look easy. I know it's not, but how they are playing so well together. This team is so in sync with each other.
It's not like this is just a spur-of-the-moment thing for South Carolina. I mean, they've proven that consistency. They have played 7 top 25 teams this season, and they have won 6 of those games.
Well, and a lot of that, if you can build your foundation based on a defensive philosophy, then your offense comes together, because defense takes hard work. And so when everybody is bought in defensively, you're more willing to share the basketball on the offensive side.
This is Cush Kidawah at the line for Tennessee.
That one loss that South Carolina has, Aaliyah Boston, who is a freshman, and she had a teacher that passed away back at her prep school. And so she was still kind of getting her feet back under her from that. And so that was really the only true game I've seen her play like a freshman. She just wasn't herself. But since then, she's been right back on track.
I think they're going to flip this. Yes, it'll stay with South Carolina.
But you watch the communication. Kiki Herbert-Harrigan goes straight to Boston. It's like, okay, what did you need from that pass? They get things straightened out.
I mean, there's no drama to work around on this team. It's not a personal attack when they come at you and say, okay, what was wrong with my pass? They don't take it personally, and it shows in their play.
Honest communication is the key.
Ray Burrell, shot fake, step around. Five points for Burrell.
Now this extended trapping of the zone, the 2 top guards. They broke that well. You cannot allow the ball to come into that free throw line area. That's the soft spot of that defense.
Great pass from Renaya Davis to send Cush Kidawah to the line. And Herbert-Harrigan is called for her first. Lily Grissett comes back in for the Gamecocks.
So now South Carolina really has 4 guards on the floor, because Lily Grissett has made the transition from the post player to playing the 3. So going against Tennessee's zone, there's going to be a lot of versatility of people cutting in through the middle of that defense.
Cooke. Too much from Herbert-Harrigan. And that's a travel. I loved watching Ty Harris explore the court on that last play. I mean, she is moving fast, but it's like it slows down when she's with the ball.
Well, watch her eyes.
Yeah.
She sees all the different options, and she doesn't panic. She keeps the patience to decide which way to go with the basketball. This is going to be for Cooke, I got to believe.
Harris the step through. Tennessee can take the last shot of the half. Swatted out of bounds by Bree Beal.
Still nothing easy for Renia Davis.
Massengill gets it to go at the buzzer. But South Carolina has controlled the opening 20 minutes, shooting 43% from the field.
Looking at Jasmine Massengill as the clock is running down. She's a headsy point guard as well, recognizing she didn't have much time, gets the shot up. It's good.
Tennessee needs that boost. See if they can use it in the third quarter. South Carolina leads at 38-23. Welcome back to the SEC on ESPN. South Carolina holds Tennessee to its lowest point total in the first half all season. Gamecocks lead at 38-23. Welcome back inside Colonial Life Arena. Courtney Lyle, Carolyn Peck with you, and we talk about Tennessee's size, how it's the tallest team in history. They got owned in the paint.
Well, because South Carolina was able to go, and it wasn't their post players, but their guards, in attacking, going off the bounce. Tennessee started out in a man-to-man and even went to a zone, but there's no defense to get set if you're turning the ball over, and that leads to easy buckets in transition. Tennessee's going to have to do a better job of taking care of the basketball to try to slow South Carolina down.
Season low 23 points for Tennessee in the first 20 minutes. South Carolina, 70% of their paint points in this game have come from guards. That's wild.
Well, you saw Tamari Key and Aaliyah Boston. They have battled inside. But the attack mentality from the perimeter players has been good for South Carolina.
Turnovers have been a problem for Tennessee in this ball game. They have turned it over 11 times, and South Carolina has scored 15 points off of those turnovers.
Like most coaches set a goal to, you don't want to turn the ball over more than 14 times. 11 and a half, that's way too many.
Tamari Key with some nice defense and pulls down the rebound. She's got 7 blocks. Lou Brown shakes the defender. Second chance for Tennessee.
Right now, one-on-one in the paint is not an option.
It's going to be a foul on Bree Beal, and she has done such a good job defending Renia Davis. We haven't seen the normal Renia Davis.
Well, Renia Davis has had her hands full of trying to get open and away from Bree Beal. Beal has been very physical and has been like a shadow on Renia Davis.
We're used to Davis setting the standard for this Tennessee team, and she's been so much more aggressive, driving to the basket. She hasn't had any room to work.
I think Tennessee's got to move her around more and make it the option to go to Davis.
Massengill was watching Renia Davis as she brought the ball up the floor. They need to get her going. She's the SEC Player of the Week. She's averaged 23 points over her last 5 games. There you go. Foul on Massengill.
Well, to free up Davis, what does Kelly Harper do? But run her off a couple of screens. And Davis does a nice job. Changes speed, reads that she had Bill behind her, and so she did the up and under move once Bill recovered.
Harris will bring it back up top. Zia Cooke, leading scorer, just gets stuffed from Key. Key doesn't have any points, but she's got a handful of blocks.
And she swatted that like it was a volleyball set. She tried to put that down.
And she just took that. It's an easy pass. Horston.
Tennessee can start scoring off their defense. The momentum could swing toward the orange.
Harris will take the three. Herbert-Harrigan, rebound, and she's fouled. First foul on Lou Brown for Tennessee.
That's the 9th offensive rebound for South Carolina. The rebounds look very similar, but when you look at where's the difference, it's on the offensive end, the second chance opportunities for South Carolina.
These are two of the top rebounding teams in the nation. Tennessee second in the nation in rebounds per game, South Carolina third.
South Carolina extending the defense with a little full court press.
Portion in trouble. Tries to thread it to Davis. Too tight.
Against the zone right now. South Carolina moving the ball, but not making two guard one. Boston and Key, they've been tangled up all day long.
I mean, right from opening tip, it was physical between those two down low. Leah Boston only has 4 points. Averages 13 to lead South Carolina. Tamari Key hasn't scored.
But keep an eye on Boston. What I like about her maturity of posting before she gets the basketball. You watch, when the ball comes to the guard on her side, she's going to duck in and try to get 2 feet in the paint before the guards are even looking to go inside to her.
Offensive foul. It's on Aaliyah Boston, her second.
As a coach, I take that foul. I want my post players posting up. Initiate the contact. I'm okay with that foul.
Davis is trying to post up Beal. Pulls it out. Runs into a double team. Possession arrows pointing to South Carolina.
But you saw what Davis was trying to do there, of being aggressive in attacking the basket. Tennessee's trying to get Davis more involved.
Only 6 points for Renaya Davis in the first half.
Davis, Boston and Key battling down low. Look, they're tied up again. On the rebound, the arms tied up. Those two young rookies have been battling.
Massengill at the elbow. No. Lou Brown went after it and got the foul call. Her second. You know, the last couple of games we've seen Jaden McCoy for Tennessee really come in and battle in the paint. We haven't seen that as much in this game.
Well, and the post players for Tennessee have not been an offensive option. And a lot of times they have spent a lot of time up around the free throw line area trying to clear the lane for guards options, but there's not really been that true presence of ducking in, putting 2 feet in the paint, bury your defense, and use your drop step.
A week ago today, Tennessee played LSU, and we saw Jaden McCoy be the most physical post player that Tennessee had posting up. Forston short on the layup. Well, Zaya Cooke had Ty Harris wide open waiting for the three.
But look at, this is a freshman. Aaliyah Boston coming across the lane, not coming outside the paint, not coming to the block, but stops in an area where she can gain the advantage just to use that little drop step.
Davis backdoor.
They're going to run it again. Reverse it. Then there's going to be a screen for Boston down low so she can get that inside position on Keshkatawa.
7 seconds. Cooke had 14 points in the first half. Hasn't scored here in the third quarter.
And she's going to come out. I think Coach Staley's going to have a discussion with her shot selection.
That's a 2 for Lou Brown.
Tennessee could get a steal, get some momentum. Going in transition, they can make this a single digit lead.
South Carolina's only scored 3 points here in the third quarter, still up 10.
You're looking at the best player in college basketball.
Sabrina. I just want to be the best.
A great atmosphere, and we're pumped to have it for you.
Can't miss television.
Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2 and the ESPN app. 2 of the top teams in women's basketball squaring off. And, of course, that means we get to see Sabrina Ionescu. She's coming off her 8th 20-point triple-double on Saturday. She has more triple-doubles in more percentages of her games than any other player in the NBA, WNBA, D1. She's a show. And Megan Walker is playing for UConn. She's been playing really well this season.
Well, and she's stepped up as a senior. You look at the improvement from last year to this year, and Andy Landers has talked about all the time that he thought last year Megan Walker was even in the doghouse with Gino Auriemma. But this year, she has really risen to the occasion and is playing some of her best basketball, scoring in so many different ways.
We've had a battle in the post here. It's been physical. How do you think Adota and Hebert are going to go after it tomorrow?
Well, Adota's going to have to be careful because she's only got 5 fouls, and Hebert is an active post player in the paint.
Again, you can see Oregon and UConn tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2.
Watch that SEC area right there in the middle. That's the soft spot of the defense. You let the ball get in right there, you're at the mercy of the offense.
And that's the 3rd foul on Lou Brown for Tennessee.
We were at practice yesterday, and in watching Dawn Staley coach this team, when you've got so much talent, A lot of coaches will rely on talent, but that's not the MO of Dawn Staley. She said she knows what winning looks like, what a championship team looks like. And if there's something that's not right, she said, I have to say something. And so she's paying attention to every single little detail.
Yeah, when you have this kind of talent all in one recruiting class, these freshmen, the #1 freshman class in the nation, they've represented 45% of South Carolina's points this season, but Dawn Staley wants more.
Well, I think she wants another championship for her 2 seniors that won her the one in 2017. That's just smooth and easy in transition.
Oh, something happened to Aaliyah Boston.
Yeah, her ankle, there's something with her foot.
She wears a big brace on it, but it's not feeling good.
She's hurting.
Davis puts it in and draws the foul, and Boston is hobbling over to the bench. You can see the pain on her face. And she's going to go ahead and jog back to the locker room.
She's been wearing that splint on that leg all season long.
Three-point play for Renaya Davis. This is the time to turn it on. She only had
Green card is out.
6 points.
Green card is out.
In the first half. Davis crashing the boards. $15 turnovers now for Tennessee.
So now without Boston in, you don't have that taller size to run the high-low against the zone.
Henderson all alone. Eight points for Destiny Henderson.
The versatility of South Carolina scoring. They can score from so many different places, and they don't just rely on 1 or 2 players.
Well, the ACC and Big 12 highlight our big Monday doubleheader on ESPN and the ESPN app. At 7 p.m., North Carolina tips with number 5 Florida State in Tallahassee. Then at 9 p.m., Texas heads to Allen Fieldhouse looking to tame the number 3 Jayhawks coming up on Monday.
Monday night, they're also having the reveal from the NCAA, the top 16 seeds. Be interesting where they initially think people are going.
I was reading some of Charlie Cream's work on ESPN.com, and he was talking about how big that Oregon-UConn game is tomorrow on the women's side, that if Oregon can win that, that would certainly help them secure a number 1 seed.
That will definitely would help. And also, because in the Pac-12, Oregon is yet to play some of the top teams in the Pac-12. They've still got to play Arizona, Arizona State, UCLA, and Stanford. So a UConn win would definitely help them with their RPI.
Whoever wins that game, Charlie Cream said, would move to the number 1 seed for now in his updated bracketology.
Be interesting, nail-biting all the way down to the end.
Of course, South Carolina is already on that list of number 1 seeds right now as the number 1 team in the nation. Henderson, a lot of contact taken from Massengill. Her second. South Carolina number 2 in the RPI. Oregon is number 1. They moved up to 3 in the AP poll this week.
it's going to be interesting down the stretch. You know, if Connecticut were to win tomorrow night, they move to number 1. That's pretty secure because the rest of the way in the American Conference not going to be as challenged as the rest of the teams that are sitting with number 1 seeds right now.
UConn does have to play South Carolina.
That's true. That's true on February 10th.
Yes. That's probably their last big test before the tournament. You think the South Carolina team can beat UConn?
I think it would be a great game. I think that what South Carolina has is depth, and they have the post play to continue to go in with Nelson Adota, really the only true post player that they have. So I would have to lean with the advantage to South Carolina.
Saxon hustling, and South Carolina calls timeout. Gamecocks still lead at just a few seconds left here in the third quarter. South Carolina leads Tennessee 53-36. We want to revisit this play where we believe Aaliyah Boston did something to her right leg. She'll come into the right side of your screen here, number 4 in the white jersey. You see her plant that left foot, and then she kind of comes up hobbling and feeling pain. Now, she has always worn that big brace on that left leg, but went out of the game and went straight off out of the arena. We have yet to get an update on her status, but she has not come back into the playing floor.
That's huge for South Carolina. I hope that she is okay.
Destiny Henderson has just been fearless driving inside.
And I was just thinking about yesterday with Ty Harris and Kiki Herbert-Harrigan being seniors, who's going to fill the gap? Well, it's this young woman right here, Destiny Henderson. She's going to be the future at running the point for South Carolina. And she's waiting her time. From last year to this year, she's gone from about 16 minutes to 24 minutes a game. And Dawn Staley even refers to her as the 6th starter.
Henderson has 9 points in this quarter alone. Her total's at 12.
Yeah, I think the one thing that Dawn Staley wants to continue to see her improve is decision making. We were watching her in practice, and they were working on an underneath out of bounds play where they were setting an elevator screen for the shooter to come back on her same side, and Henderson reversed it. Dawn was quick to stop her and go, listen, there's a reason we're running this offense.
Shot up from Davis doesn't hit much. South Carolina on top of Tennessee as we get set for the final 10 minutes here in Columbia. Well, before the game, South Carolina had these specialty T-shirts on honoring the late Kobe Bryant. It was a week ago today that we got the news that Kobe was one of 9 people killed in a helicopter accident in California, along with his daughter Gigi. And Sabrina Ionescu, who we will see play tomorrow against UConn, got really close with Kobe. I mean, he had tweeted at her several times. They spent a lot of time together. She spent a lot of time with Gigi, his daughter, and she put this on her Instagram. You took me under your wing and believed in me more than I believed in myself, and I only have one choice: to live out your legacy. Just eloquent words spoken. And Dawn Staley had these specialties, T-shirts and sweatshirts made for her team with Kobe's picture on the front and, of course, his number 24 and his name on the back. You saw the coaching staff wear them in their game on Thursday night, and the players continuing to wear them because Kobe is still a part of basketball. He has touched so many aspects of this game.
And Dawn Staley really used this situation for teaching life lessons, and she talked about how it's very important to be your best self and really to not take anything for granted. And I think she really lives that way, and she tries to make an impact. And I think that part of how Kobe was is part of how Dawn Staley is, and leading and living that way.
There's been so many personal stories that have come out this week about Kobe. The tribute by Usher at the Lakers' first game back was incredible.
It was beautiful. Boyz II Men singing the national anthem.
We're watching a generation of basketball players that have been influenced by Kobe Bryant.
The amount of people that he impacted to be the best that they could be, to push themselves beyond, has been amazing.
Well, Leah Boston has come back onto the playing surface. She's on the bench right now, and we do want to let you know that on her left leg, she's no longer wearing that big brace that she's used to playing in. After she planted that leg, she hobbled up very quickly in pain. There were tears in her eyes. As soon as they got a dead ball, they pulled her out. She ran straight into the locker room and has just now come back out. And the fans are hoping that Tamari Key misses so they get free Chick-fil-A.
Oh, they're disappointed. It's not open today anyway.
Yeah, you can't get it anyway.
Yeah, but it would be good on tomorrow morning for breakfast.
Six seconds. Harris in the corner. Look at Lily Grissett fight for the offensive rebound.
She has really battled. Lily Grissett rebounding still when she played the three position, has made the transition again just in this game, going to the four.
Zaya Cooke, her first points of the second half after she had 14 in the opening 20 minutes. And a sloppy pass is another turnover. Tennessee has 18 turnovers. They average 17 a game, and we still have over 7 minutes to play. Tamari Key just picked up her fourth foul, too. I mean, even with Aaliyah Boston out, it doesn't seem like Tennessee's been able to take advantage of that lack of size down low, because South Carolina just sends in more.
Well, and the spacing, it just doesn't seem like Tennessee has looked for their post players on the block down low. You can move them around, screen for them, but in some way try to take advantage of that length that you have.
Tamari Key hasn't attempted a shot.
That's shocking to me. Get an offensive rebound to get you a field goal attempt. 3 seconds.
Sixth turnover for South Carolina.
The thing I like about the South Carolina team compared to last year is the movement of the basketball. The ball does not get stuck.
Kiki Herbert-Harrigan fouls Renaya Davis. Third on Herbert-Harrigan.
But why is that lane open for Davis to drive? Tamari Key was posting up, occupied the defender in the middle of the lane. She's got to take up space. She's got to be an option inside.
Well, our Super Tuesday doubleheader on ESPN and the ESPN app is highlighted by Duke and Kentucky at 7 p.m. Coach K and the number 9 Blue Devils square off against BC. And then at 9, it's the 9th-ranked Wildcats hosting Mississippi State at Rupp. That's on Tuesday. Tamari Key will take his seat for the Lady Vols. 1 point, 3 rebounds, 8 blocks for Key. Just watching the South Carolina team, especially since Aaliyah Boston has come out, I mean, there's no drop-off when they go to the bench.
But I don't think that South Carolina is as intentional of especially that high-low pass against the zone with Boston being out.
And we're talking about a freshman who has come in. She was a McDonald's All-American, the number 3 recruit, the top post player in this class. And she leads South Carolina in points per game and rebounds per game. Well, South Carolina has a handful of ranked teams coming up. They're playing Tennessee right now, who's ranked 22 in the nation. Arkansas, they will be in Fayetteville on Thursday. That's a high-paced, high-powered offense that Mike Neighbors has going. And then, UConn comes up.
Yeah, that's why it's really interesting on what the situation is with Aaliyah Boston, because I think she will be key in that ball game because of the presence that she brings inside in the post. But now with Connecticut, when Nelson Adota comes out of the game, it really can be a more spread offense. That's where a player like Lily Grissett could play inside like she's doing tonight, or Victoria Saxon.
Ray Burrell drives in and gets the whistle. It's on Zaya Cooke, her first.
Dunn can't be too upset with that being the first. As physical as this game has been, there's been a lot of contact.
Yeah, we really didn't have a ton of whistles in that first half. It was physical.
I mean, especially the way these two teams like to block shots. There was a lot of swatting and swinging going on down low.
Yeah, the top 2 shot blocking teams in the nation. Tennessee has 9 blocks today. South Carolina has 7. She's cooking.
Red hot.
What a spark plug she was in the first half. 14 points for the freshman Zaya Cooke in the first half of this game. South Carolina in control in Columbia. SportsCenter with SVP tonight after NFL primetime, 11:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. All the post-game reactions from Miami, Super Bowl 54's key moments, and a full game breakdown coming up tonight at 11:30. Well, Annie, the little dog, is getting ready for the Puppy Bowl, though. That's her big game today, right? That's still a thing, I think. You watch the Puppy Bowl, right?
I do not watch the Puppy Bowl.
Well, you're missing out.
I'll have to tune in for the Puppy Bowl.
Yeah. Well, we knew that turnovers and rebounds were going to be important in this game. The rebounding battle has been pretty even, but look at 19 turnovers for Tennessee.
I thought that would be the biggest concern for Tennessee, was could they take care of the ball against South Carolina's defense. South Carolina has turned Tennessee's turnovers into 25 points.
Look at Victoria Saxon leap in the air.
You can just throw it up around the rim. She'll go get it.
Doesn't matter how tall she is. She's got the hops.
At the Vanderbilt game, came back from a game we did in Knoxville, came back to Nashville where South Carolina was playing. In warm-ups, Victoria Saxon dunks. Girl can get up.
Doing the game.
She's got those hops, man.
Saxon just a sophomore, but her story is interesting because when Ty Harris was playing with USA Basketball this summer, Victoria Saxton was the one leading this team. As a sophomore, they call her kind of the mom of the team.
Absolutely.
And then Ty Harris came back.
Yeah.
And Saxton said, no, this is your team. You take it back over, and she stepped back.
Yeah, even they were getting ready to, after they'd finished a workout, they were getting ready to break it down. And so Ty had been gone. She told Victoria, you go ahead and break it down. And Victoria, she said, no, you're the senior. You are back. You break it down. And Dawn Staley talked about in order to be a good leader, you've got to be able to be a good follower. And that just shows how much respect Victoria Saxon has for Ty Harris and what the respect, wow, another block, the rest of the team has for that sophomore.
And those two players, Saxon and Ty Harris, those are your two captains.
Yes.
A sophomore and a senior.
You know, that's bright for Dawn Staley for next year because Ty Harris is going to graduate. She's going to be gone. Now, how do you turn over that leadership to somebody new? Well, Victoria Saxon will have that experience of being a leader.
Renaya Davis just had so much trouble scoring in the first half. Bree Beal was locked in on her. Davis has 17 points now, but it has not been easy.
Now, really, Tennessee has had a hard time getting the ball to Renaya Davis. And Bree Beal, she takes it personal. When she gets the assignment, more times than not, she gets the assignment of the opponent's best player on the offensive side. Now it's Lily Grissett comes in. Lily has played so many different positions and had responsibilities for South Carolina.
You know, what a transformation for her. I mean, just going from a post to a guard. I mean, the decision-making is so much faster.
Don explained it to me this way. Post players, I kind of took offense to this. Post players, you got to wait, until the guard gets you the ball. Guards are making the decision of where the ball goes, which it makes sense. But making that transformation mentally for Lily Grissett is still a process.
Well, Tamari Key just fouled out for Tennessee. A point and 9 blocks for her today. But what's shocking is she didn't attempt a field goal.
And in her defense, did she position to get the basketball? And did Tennessee look at trying to get the ball to her in the paint?
Saxon just picked up her 4th foul.
I just love her energy on the boards, though. She continues to go to the glass. Now, her mother played at the University of Alabama. I think it's so disappointed when free throws are made in the 4th quarter.
If an opponent misses 2 straight free throws in the 4th quarter, then the fans here get free Chick-fil-A. So that's the extra cheers.
The cheers for free food.
Well, we mentioned South Carolina has Arkansas coming up next, so another top 25 opponent that they'll face on Thursday. Tennessee also is going to face a ranked team in Mississippi State, and you talk about physicality down low. Vic Schaefer always has that, and he always has great defensive teams.
Well, they've got Mississippi State. Mississippi State has a tremendous freshman in Rakia Jackson, and I think one of the most improved players in the SEC in Jessica Carter inside. So that'll be another inside presence that Tennessee's going to have to deal with.
Yeah, that'll be on Thursday for the Lady Vols, and then they get to play LSU again, who they beat a week ago today.
Well, LSU, their point guard, Kayla Pointer, didn't have the best game in Knoxville. She followed that up their very next game with 24 points.
This is the second time that we personally have gotten to see South Carolina in person. We saw them against Kentucky early on in the SEC season. Have you seen growth in this team? I mean, they're still dominant.
I think that from seeing them early on, they just continue to get settled into their roles, more comfortable with each other. Because when you've got a freshman like Zia Cooke that can go 90 miles an hour. And so you've got to get used to playing with her speed. She's got to get used to playing with the composure and let the game slow down for her. And I think that's all settling in for South Carolina.
The question is now, what is Aaliyah Boston's status? We have asked for official word, have not been given anything officially from South Carolina, but we just know she's come back out with no brace on that left leg and has been on the bench since hobbling off the court with tears in her eyes.
The future for South Carolina at the point guard spot. Look how Destiny Henderson threads the needle to make that pass. Now Ty Harris mixes it, but Lily Grissett is there to clean it up. Ooh, there's a collision for you.
That's Joe, our cameraman, got knocked off his stool, but he's fine. Get back up.
Put some
ready
ice
to
on
go.
It. Hang in there.
It's tough. It's a scary spot down there.
It really is. But stayed with the shot. Didn't bail out.
No.
I love it. I'm impressed with this South Carolina team. The depth, the attention to detail, the execution, the athleticism, the ability to get on the glass. I'll be tuning in on February 10th, that's for sure.
That's when South Carolina will play UConn. South Carolina held Tennessee to its lowest point total in the opening quarter, just 9 points allowed, and then held Tennessee to its lowest point total in the first half at 23. And that intensity has not dropped off from South Carolina. They're still going after it.
Well, I asked him how they stayed so focused in when they played Ole Miss, because they only gave up 2 points in the whole first half. And Don said, we don't play the score. We try to play the best basketball we know how to play regardless of what the score is.
This will be South Carolina's 7th win over a ranked opponent. Their only loss on this season was to a ranked opponent when they lost to number 17, Indiana. Alyssa Westlake gets a big applause from the crowd here in Colonial Life.
Lily blocked the shot. She was down there trying to flex to get down and play on the offensive end. Yeah, Dawn Staley doesn't want a shot.
South Carolina just got their largest margin of victory over Tennessee ever. They take down the Lady Vols 69-48.
Impressive with the improvement that Tennessee had made on the defensive end. South Carolina's offense is just that good.
South Carolina sticking with that number 1 ranking. The top team in the nation is 9-0 in SEC play. Only 1 loss on the season for Dawn Staley's Gamecocks. It's back inside Colonial Life Arena. We're joined now by the head coach of the Gamecocks, Dawn Staley. And every night, every time I watch you guys, I mean, you've proved how much of a special group that you have. But we had talked a lot about Ty Harris and her importance of leading this young freshman class, and you see it in almost every play.
Yeah, I mean, we're not as successful if we don't have Ty Harris. I think any coach across the country knows when they have a lead guard like a Ty Harris who just controls the tempo, she controls everything that happens out there on the floor. You feel real good going to every basketball game. And she's a senior, so she's been through it all. So she's just leading our basketball team, and everybody else is just following her.
Well, you got to be concerned, Coach, with saw Aaliyah Boston have to come out. Do you know what the status is?
I don't know. I know that she probably could have come back and played, but they they wanted to shut her down a little bit, so she's gonna get evaluated tomorrow, and we'll see. She's tough. She'll get back out there.
Well, because she's been wearing that kind of like sleeve on her left leg. Has that been precaution for?
That's just precaution. I mean,
Okay.
she could probably she wants out of it, but our medical staff wants her to keep it on just for comfort. For comfort, you know,
Right.
Obviously if she's got some pain there, but she hasn't had any pain there, you know, since she's got back from Christmas break.
Everybody's talked about the size of this Tennessee team being the tallest team in their program history. How did you guys go after it and take advantage of that and actually, you know, beat them in the paint, especially paint points for you guys?
Speed. I mean, speed is the thing that we wanted to make sure that we had coming into this basketball game, because that was our advantage. If we're allowed them to just play, you know, with their length, and we did that. You know, Tiani Key did a great job of blocking everything that they brought at her.
She did.
But we got up and down in transition. We got knocked down some threes. We played fast a little bit, and then, you know, once we got a lead, we were able to just kind of see gaps in their zone, and we took advantage of it.
John, thank you so much, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
South Carolina takes down Tennessee, and the Gamecocks now 21-1 overall. They're 9-0 in SEC play.